It is officially Bama week. More on that on the other side of the intro. Welcome to Tiger Talk. It is officially Bama week, as I previously stated. I'm John.
I'm Josh.
All right, Joshua. It is Bama week.
The week we've all been waiting for. This is the game everybody has marked their calendars for. Game of the century. They say it every year.
Well, not as of late. You know, there's been some factors to go into there to where the luster of game of the century or game of the year, whatever you want to go with, just has not had the same standards.
But now it's just, it has a different feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now a lot of people saying this LSU team can actually go to Tuscaloosa and pull it off.
Well, so this is the very first time that these two teams have met since 2011, and when they're ranked 1 and 2 in the polls, the college playoff rankings have yet to come out. They're supposed to come out later today. As of right now, it's LSU 1 and Alabama 2.
And the last time these two teams met up 1 and 2 in Tuscaloosa was back in 2011 season. LSU had won, and LSU was able to make it to the national championship game in the same place where the national title game will be held this season, Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Wouldn't that just be kind of really ironic if we end up having a rematch of the rematch?
That would be weird, but I think NCAA got it to where SEC opponents could not face off against each other in the national title game or in the playoff. So it seems that we might only have one SEC school going to the 14 playoff, which opens the door for, Big 12, Pac-12. We already know the Big 10 is going to get a spot in there.
Yeah. Both teams are 8-0. Both teams are 4-0 in the SEC or 5-0? 4-0 in the SEC. 4-0. They both have played all their non-conference games. For the first time in quite some time, this seems to be a game where it could be legitimately a shootout, like a legitimate shootout from start to finish.
Like, when's the last time we could say LSU and Alabama, this is going to be an offensive shootout, knowing their reputations that their defenses have?
2001.
Oh, wow, you got right on the head. Okay.
That was also the game that Rohan Davey drew for nearly 5.5. So, that is still on Barrow's list of records to break. But, I remember that game pretty handily.
I do remember there was a game
where... I do want to say this, though. That game was a game where LSU went up against the Alabama team that did not have a single player in the secondary that got drafted. Or playing the NFL. Not a single pro player on that team.
Well, of course, the game was in 2001.
It's still Alabama.
True. There was a game where LSU back, I think it was where LSU won the 2007 national title. They beat Alabama, I think it was 41-34. And Jacob Hester came up clutch.
Yeah. That was actually a game that LSU got out, I'm going to say, to a 21-0 lead on Bama.
And then Bama just came storming back. But that just goes to show how, the rivalry between these two teams. And now that LSU has a much more dangerous offense, LSU is coming into this game, and they're saying they're going to win this game. All the weapons are there. All the tools are there. But LSU's going against probably the fastest receiving core in all of college football.
Bama does have 2 of the top 4 receivers in the country. Or top 5.
Well,
in fact, LSU and Alabama have 4 of the 5 top.
The 4 receivers, of course, for LSU is Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who have been absolutely remarkable for the passing game. And then for Alabama, you have Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Smith. And so this is definitely going to be a shootout, like me and John said earlier.
Okay, let's. I want to take a look at LSU's offense and then their defense from the perspective of this bye week. Okay, defensively, LSU. They're allowing just above 200 yards passing a game at 217. Give up 3 passing touchdowns through the air, allowing just under 100 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns, roughly or exactly 20 points per game, with 9 interceptions and 3 forced fumbles or fumble recoveries. Not your typical LSU defense that we have seen in years past. Not the worst I've seen it in this era, but it's far from the best.
LSU has always had the reputation of being one of the most suffocating defenses in all of college football. Like, you'd be lucky if you can get a first down against these guys. But what I've noticed about this LSU defense, yes, they're not putting up the best numbers, but what I've noticed is that they've always come alive in the second half. They've always put forward their best efforts in the second half where it mattered the most. And that's kind of something to look for this Saturday when they go against Alabama. And I mean, for LSU, this is going to be the best offense they've gone against this season. I mean, you're going against guys like Tua Tagovailoa, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, and Alabama does have a stout offensive line as well. So LSU defense does have their work cut out for them.
Well, and this doesn't even either look like your typical Alabama defense either. And they've given up.
They gave up 31 to Ole Miss. Let that sink in for a second.
Oh, I know, but that was kind of like Ole Miss scored in
garbage time.
But
still, it's Bama. Still.
Here's the statistic, and where is it? Defensively. Oh yeah. Bama has given up nearly 130 yards on the ground.
And that's where Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes in. And like something I want to say about the LSU offense, and LSU has always been a run-heavy offense. I mean, you have running backs like Leonard Fournette and Jeremy Hill and Terrence McGee and Darius Geis, and that's just a few to name. And, of course you're going to run a run-heavy offense, but that run-heavy offense usually becomes LSU's kryptonite going against Alabama. Because what does Alabama do? Nick Saban likes to load the box all the time on LSU's great running backs. Now that LSU has a spread offense, and they've ran it beautifully this season, especially having Joe Brady at passing game coordinator, complimented Steve Ensminger. Now that LSU can spread out, Nick Saban has realized he has to spread his defense out. This is LSU's chance to use their weakest link when it comes to running an offense against this Alabama defense to their advantage. This is where I believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire could become an unsung hero. And thanks for the bell, I know. I had to get that out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire could probably be the unsung hero. Well, Tyrion Davis-Price as well, and if LSU can do some RPO. But the rushing attack could probably be LSU's unsung hero against Alabama. Thank you, John. I heard him. Shove this bell so far down his freaking throat. Alright, John, I'm gonna go over and get that
bell. Anywho. Since you all kind of hijacked the segment and started talking about the offense, I guess let's go.
Oh yeah, blame everything on me.
I will. Alright, LSU offensively is one of the top in the nation. Number 4th in total offense. They're 377 yards passing, almost 160 yards rushing. Ridiculous points, 46 points per game. Yeah, this is not your typical LSU offense.
When has LSU averaging almost 50 points a game ever made sense to you?
They haven't had this offense since 2001 really. Rohan Davey and Josh Reed were sitting there tearing it up through the air, and it's like Brandon Tollfield and Dominic Davis were the top running backs that year, getting it done on the ground. So, I mean, really, you haven't. And Joe Burrow, I mean, he's still on pace to top 4,000 yards passing. He's already set the record for most games, most touchdowns in a single game. He set the LSU record for most passing touchdowns in a single season with 4 to go.
What I'm very impressed with is how LSU is getting more people involved in their offensive game plan. And we can go on and on about Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson. Sorry, we can go on about Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase all we want, but let's look at how LSU has been able to incorporate guys like Thaddeus Moss, Racey McMath, Derek Dillon, also incorporating Clyde Edwards-Helaire into the passing attack as well. And so we're seeing this LSU team become more and more versatile as the weeks go by, and this LSU team is getting a lot more dangerous. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it right now for all you Alabama fans. Do not be surprised when the Tigers come into Bryant-Denny Stadium Saturday afternoon and pull one out on y'all and just tear each and every one of your trays. Saturday will live on forever in your hallways, in your homes, in all of your dreams, all of your nightmares. I don't want to hear it! This has been a long time coming for you Alabama fans. I've been talking all these years. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I know that was creepy. These Bama fans need a reality check. In the form of LSU.
Write them one. Yeah. Bama's defense, to me, is not very telling. Like, their most competitive, capable quarterback they've played so far is Ole Miss.
I would say the most capable was Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. I would say that was the most capable team they've played this season.
I forgot about that. You're right. They did play A&M, and A&M was ranked at the time. So, I don't know. They're only giving up, what? Statistically, 180 yards passing. But like I said, they haven't really played this, a really, what we classify a really prolific passing game, unless you want to count New Mexico State.
Don't.
But of course, the big question is Tua going to be ready for this game?
Tua did suffer an injury in the Tennessee game, and I kind of doubt that he'll be 100%. I mean, Alabama is keeping a close eye on him, and they will keep a close eye on him. Alabama does have faith in their backup quarterback, Mac Jones, who did look amazing against Arkansas. But then again, that was Arkansas. Just saying. LSU is a totally different entity from Arkansas. Tua will probably be their best bet. Just saying.
And LSU just lost their top sack leader, Michael Divinity, to personal reasons.
I have a problem with that. Why wait? Why do it now? This is the week of the biggest game of all of college football. Major implications in this one. And
well, I mean, there's been some implications as to what it may have been. I mean, when you take into consideration that Sadiq Charles has been sat out some games due to coach's decision.
That's something that I have seen. It's something deeper than what we may think.
Right.
Something that LSU that Coach Orgeron doesn't want it to reach the public.
Right. So, Alabama's next. Then it is Arkansas. I know I'm leaving Arkansas off there, but
I thought Ole Miss was before Arkansas. Because
no.
usually they always do the Magnolia Bowl before the Golden Boot. That's something I've always seen. I mean, I might be wrong.
No, Arkansas is off this week, and then they have LSU here at home.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Arkansas always plays LSU tough, but I don't like Arkansas's chances to play LSU tough this season. This, I mean, if any game's gonna be a trap game, it will probably be Texas A&M. They are the after Alabama, they'll be the last formidable
But
team.
I don't think LSU has forgotten last year's A&M game.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, and LSU got screwed big time at the A&M game. That game should have been over in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
That game was given to Texas A&M. It's like the referees kept A&M in the game, and so now that LSU has a much better offense, I mean LSU knows. I mean, the LSU's offense last season they hung 72. Granted, it was 7 overtimes. LSU could probably hang 72 in regulation if you give them an opportunity to.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what the playoff rankings look like tonight. They do come out tonight, I do believe. That's at least what they've been saying.
But Saturday, those rankings gonna get shooken up. And there are quite a few teams to look out for in college football playoff rankings. Teams that's not really in the top 4. I mean, teams like Penn State. I mean, of course. I mean, you gotta look out for those guys. Teams like Oregon, who have been busting up the competition ever since losing to Auburn. Of course, I mean Georgia. You gotta keep Georgia in consideration, depending on how they do against Missouri. The way things look right now, that probably be a guaranteed win for Georgia. Mm. But then again, they did lose to South Carolina, so nothing's guaranteed.
Now, and with that, you know what, Josh?
What? Now I'm gonna come over there. I'm just gonna bat you with that bell. Just, you wanna ring the bell? How about I ring a bell on your head?
Doesn't work.
I'm done talking for the rest of the show.
All right, thanks for watching. We enjoyed recording this show, and we hope you join us next week when we cover the Saints and LSU versus their respective teams. You can follow us on Facebook or check out our website at aisportsnetwork.com. See you next week.